Morning Corps, my name is Hidet Carroll, and today I'll be briefing you on chain of command and rank structure. You can sit at ease. So as an overview, I'll be going over what chain of command is and why, our detachment and Air Force chain of command. Then we'll go into rank structure, which includes cadet ranks, officer ranks, and finally enlisted ranks. So many of you have already heard this statement. If you haven't, you'll hear it a lot with your time here. Can anyone complete this one? Good.
Sir, Cadet Jennings, Bravo Flight. It would state, if you have any questions, contact your immediate supervisor.
Good. Everyone hear that? So you hear that a lot. So what that goes back onto, that goes back to chain of command. All right. The rank supervisor for you, for the most part, who's that going to be? Flight commander, right? All right. So what chain of command is? It's a command hierarchy along which orders are passed down the chain from the top. So it's like a pyramid. I mean, from the top, radiates down, fans up, and the orders go down until it reaches who it needs to reach. That will actually be the person executing, right? Say you're at the top of the chain, you're the general. You're not the person actually doing the task you're assigned, right? It's going down the chain to hit someone that, hey, this is who's going to do it. It's an efficient way of maintaining command and control, and it's the direct line of authority from the commander-in-chief to the lowest working level. Right, so why we have chain of command? Provides an effective flow of communication and accountability. So with chain of command, you always know, right? Who's above you, who's below you. With the tasking, who you delegate to, you know who's accountable. You know who you have to check in with to see if your task got done. With the communication, you only really talk to two people, either people at your level or the person right above you. Say your operations group commander, you need to address issue with the cadet. You're not going to talk. You're not going to go through all cadets and find a cadet. All you need to do is talk to his flight commander, right? So simplifies the communication, gives accountability for tasks. So with that, provides structure and improved organization, relieves stress from those in command. So you're only responsible for your direct subordinates, and that responsibility or accountability travels downwards. You're responsible for your own subordinates. Jumping the chain should rarely ever occur, if ever. Can anyone here give me an example of when it's okay to jump the chain? Good.
Sir, could I Fonseca, Bravo Flight? You can jump the chain if you have a problem with the person right above you in the chain. For example, if you have a problem with your immediate supervisor, you can go ahead and jump the chain to their supervisor.
Okay, absolutely correct. So if you're jumping the chain, if the problem is within your chain. For the most part, say you have a issue with your flight commander, you're not necessarily going through the operations group commander. Who are you talking to? The IG, right? Inspector General. All right, so chain of command, it is your duty to carry out lawful orders. So, I mean, that's what we're signing up for. You're going to get commands. As long as they're lawful, you're entitled to do them. So what you're signing up for, and you will be held accountable with disciplinary actions if you fail to do so. So now we're going to chain of command. First one's a freebie. So top of the chain, Commander-in-Chief, President Barack H. Obama. Can anyone tell me who comes next? Good.
It's Bravo Flight answer as follows. The chain of command after President Barack H. Obama is the Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense, there it is. Alright, good. Speed up. We're going to do the first double.
Sir, Cadet Jennings, Bravo Flight. The Secretary of Defense is the Honorable Chuck T. Hagel, sir.
Right, correct. So, just put in pictures to names. I know a lot of you, what LLAB was supposed to be memorized by? LLAB 2, 3. So I know a lot of you are memorizing chain of command. Try to put pictures to names. It's nice that you know their names, but know what they look like. Can I get who comes next? Okay. Sir,
Weasel, Alpha Flight. The answer is as follows. Secretary of the Air Force, Honorable Deborah Lee James.
Okay, and correct. And last one. You know, we got the next one. Good.
Sir, could I fund Circa Bravo Flight? The answer is as follows. The next person down the chain of command is the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, which is General Mark A. Welsh III.
Alright, correct. Okay. So, if you had some trouble with that, definitely go study it. It's important to know. If you don't know what they look like, I mean, at least you need to know their names. This is taken directly from your Warrior Knowledge Handbook. So, that's our chain of command specifically with ROTC. Fill in the blanks. You should know all of that information. Just go ahead and shout out who's our detachment commander. Right, Lieutenant Colonel Terrell, Wing Commander, Cadet Moffitt, Vice Wing, Cadet Vito Taite. That stuff, should just be automatic for you. Right, besides this chain of command, if you go to the Warrior Lounge, we have it up on the wall, right? The Cadet chain of command. So after Operations Group Commander, Captain Spots, you would have that going down to the Wing Commander in the lounge, and then that's a chain of command from there. Right? Everything makes sense so far?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, next thing we're going to go into is rank structure. So how do we maintain chain of command? Well, we have a really strict and straightforward rank structure. So these are ROTC ranks, so cadet ranks. Army ranks are nice to know, but I mean, with you, you're mostly going to be concerned with the top, the Air Force cadet ranks. So starting off, your cadet 4th class, that's usually your 100 year. 200 year, you move on to cadet 3rd class, so two horizontal bars instead of one. When you come back from field training, similar to active duty, cadet 2nd lieutenant, right? And so on and so forth. Cadet 1st lieutenant, cadet captain, cadet major, all the way to cadet colonel. So, I mean, with the difference with this, make sure that you know that it's cadet rank, right? You're not a 2nd lieutenant. You're a cadet 2nd lieutenant. So listed ranks. Next, for the most part, again, they're going to vary with their names, but it's going to be the same, E1 through E9. Don't just know the Air Force. I mean, a lot of times you're going to be working with other branches, so I mean, it's good if you know every Air Force rank, but if you see someone in the Army that's a sergeant and you don't know he's a sergeant, just know what their ranks are, what their symbols look like. Last, we got officer ranks. So good thing about officer ranks, if you memorize one, you have 3. So Air Force, Army, and the Marine Corps use the same officer ranks. We all start at 2nd lieutenant, butter bar. From there, 1st lieutenant, captain, major. So similar with 2nd lieutenant, gold comes before silver. So 01 through 03 is your company grade officers. 04 through 06 is your field grade, so that's major, lieutenant colonel, colonel. And then finally you have your general grade, which is 07 to 010. Does anyone know the mnemonic that you can use to remember the last 4? Good.
Cadet Pack, Alpha Flight, Be My Little General, sir.
Okay, Be My Little General. I got that. So Brigadier, Major, Lieutenant, and General. Okay. Alright, lastly, here are the officer ranks, a little bit different, the Navy and Coast Guard ranks. These are the same, but yeah, a little bit different from what we're memorizing as Air Force ranks. So definitely take a look at that. I'm not going to have you go over that right now. That's all in your Warrior Knowledge Handbook. Alright, so if you take anything from this briefing, take that chain of command is important. It's more than just knowing when to salute or when to call someone sir or ma'am. It's the structure upon which the military is built on, and we can see that from real elaborate rank structure, rank system that we have. So in conclusion, I went over what chain of command is and why we have it, our detachment and Air Force chain of command. Then we went into rank structure and covered cadet ranks, officer ranks, and enlisted ranks. concludes my briefing. Are there any questions?